Hey, sup guys, it's the Active Gamer, and I'm back for another story video. I know I haven't uploaded in like a week, but I mean, I could make some excuses. I went to Waterworld twice, I've been working out more, I've been like doing stuff. But I mean, there's really no excuse. I kind of burnt out a bit, but I'm back now. I might not be uploading every single day all the time, although I'm probably going to for the next like 2 or 3 days just to compensate for the week I missed. Also, another thing I'm going to probably point out again in the future, but in about a week or so, I'm going to be going on a 6-day camping trip. So I'm going to try to schedule videos for then, but it might not be every day. It might only be like 2 of the 6 days or 3 of the 6 days. Just a little warning, but today I'm going to be talking about something that is on everybody's minds on YouTube, and that's the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to be putting my thoughts on it and my thoughts on the state of YouTube at the moment. So I kind of titled this clip "Holy Nut," so I'm gonna watch it just to see how nut it actually was. So yeah. So I wrote a couple of things down. I wrote some pros and cons about the YouTube algorithm. Also, I got a flip reset. No need to flex, but like you know. But anyway. My thoughts on it is it has changed from what it was before. It is a different platform than what it was a couple years ago, even like 2016, 2015. It's a very different platform, but that doesn't mean that it's an awful platform. There are some cons, there are some pros, but there was cons and pros back in 2015 or whatever with the YouTube that everyone recognizes as the best YouTube, you know? I wrote down some cons. One of the cons, the first one that I wrote down, was that it's harder for small channels to grow. And this can be true and not true. So, yes, it is harder for small channels to grow. I mean, I'm a very small channel, but the reason why it's so difficult for me is because, like, first of all, I don't know if I will be able to make this like a full-time thing. So I don't want to like put a lot of money into it, you know? It's very risky to do that, and it's very high risk, high reward. And I don't know, I think the risk is a little too high for me at this point. So I mean, videos now are more about it's more about like it's a lot on quality, but it's a lot on quantity too, which kind of sucks because like if you're not uploading pretty consistently, your channel will die. But if you're not uploading quality videos with a high click-through rate, your channel will die. So it's very hard to keep a channel running. You really got to have like editors like Mr. Beast, PewDiePie. They are very well-known channels. Veritasium just had a video blow up, and all of those videos, all of those content creators, all have editors that they have, you know. PewDiePie has Brad 1, Brad 2, all those people, you know. And Mr. Beast has all those editors that he has in his videos and stuff. But both of those content creators upload pretty consistently, and they have very quality videos. So, I mean, I'm not saying they're lucky because it took a lot of hard work to get to where they are, but it also probably costs a good amount of money too. And it's like the high risk, high reward thing where they got the reward, they got the high reward, but they also went through a lot of risk to get there, and they're already in a pretty good point. So that's why they're where they're at, you know. Another con about this algorithm that's going on right now is it promotes more clickbait and more like eye-catching titles and thumbnails, which can be shown to be a really bad thing with, you know, bad channels, toxic channels that are just obviously clickbait just to make you click, but they don't actually do what's in the title. And then a great channel of clickbait that actually does good with it is, again, Mr. Beast, because he does a whole bunch of crazy things. He does, like, you know, giving away all this money, spending 24 hours on top of a mountain, you know, like stuff that's like, why would you do that? But then he actually does it. So his titles and his thumbnails are the most clickbait titles probably on YouTube, but the only difference between them is he actually follows through with them, and he's a he's a genuine guy. He actually like listens to his fans. He's a good person. So that's like that's a good clickbait channel. And then there's some other clickbait channels that like they have something in the title and then they don't do it whatsoever, or the topic isn't even related to what it is. Those are bad clickbait channels. And the bad thing about this algorithm is it still supports those bad clickbait channels because they're clickbait. And this doesn't really relate with the clickbaiting, but another con is you have to censor because YouTube has turned more towards a very not advertiser friendly, but like company friendly, where they have to be advertiser friendly, which can be a bad thing. But the thing is, here's some pros. Even though it's a very company friendly site right now, that doesn't mean that smaller channels that swear, that have a whole bunch of inappropriate content, that doesn't mean that they have to go to censored areas. Because like, yes, they won't be getting much ad revenue and some of their videos might get blocked in some areas, but they could open a Patreon or something, and if they have actually humble supporters and if they are well respected, then it will do well. The Patreon will actually get money, and they'll still be thriving. A great example of this is a new up and coming YouTuber called Uncle Al. He is an amazing YouTuber who I'm pretty sure nearly everyone has seen one of his clips because it got really popular, but I don't know if everyone knows who he is. And it was a video called Canned Coochie, and all it was him in like a SpongeBob voice acting, just advertising canned coochie, and it was hilarious. And that's the quality content that YouTube needs, But the thing is, since his videos are kind of inappropriate, he has to do a Patreon, and he's still gonna do great. I could tell he's going to blow up because he's hilarious. He's done some other videos with like gaming and stuff, and those are not nearly as good. But I mean, with practice, he could become one of the most popular YouTubers on this site, I think. Another great thing about this YouTube algorithm is if you mastered the algorithm like Mr. Beast has, the growth that you could get is the best out of any other growth than that you can get on YouTube. It's higher than it was before with the previous algorithm. So like the potential for growth is insane on this website right now. And because of that, if you're advertiser friendly, you can make a lot more money. You could make this like not even just a full-time job. You can make it like in like your lifestyle. So the good thing about this algorithm is it's more potential for being great than the previous algorithms. But again, there's the cons of you have to be advertiser friendly. But even then, you could still get a Patreon. You could still get ads sponsoring you. So my whole thought on this is basically my conclusion. My 15-year-old thought on this is it kind of sucks for individual creators on right now. The algorithm doesn't really support them all that much. It's a different site than it was before, but it doesn't mean you can't be that individual content creator like iDubbbz. Even though he's not posting it nearly as much as he used to before, he's still keeping that like inappropriate content, doesn't really care about anything, and he's still on YouTube. So I mean, even though it doesn't support them as much as the other creators, it still allows them, And another thing is like my thought on this is it's got great potential, but it's harder. It's harder than what it was before with just individual creators doing great, So that was a great goal. So my whole consensus on this is it's really hard to accept change. This change isn't a great thing for everyone. It's not all positive all around. YouTube has done some very questionable things with their company, but I think it's also a great thing, and that it has some great possibilities to become the best algorithm that YouTube has ever had. As that is my thoughts on the YouTube algorithm and the thoughts on my thoughts on the state that it is in right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.